Welcome back to our book club. Being a kid in school comes with so many emotions and experiences, but a daughter-father duo wrote a book to highlight the fun and sometimes hardships in growing up. Here to share more with us, please welcome illustrator and publisher of Sharp's Corner School Adventures, Angela Rowley. It's so nice to have you here.
Oh, it's so nice to be here.
I love your story. You and your dad wrote this book. Why is that?
Well, when I was growing up, he always talked about going to a one-room schoolhouse and told stories about riding ponies and ice skating on the pond.
That sounds pretty fun. Mm-hmm. And so for you, would you say your school experience was a little bit different than that?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I always rode on the bus and
it was just a different time and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. So what are some memorable moments from the book that you guys really wanted to add in there?
Oh, well, he talks a lot about riding his ponies to school, and there were a lot of racing his brother on the ponies, and they would have accidents. And
I'm sure boys will be boys, right?
Yes, they were kind of naughty, you know, for substitute teachers.
Oh, no.
So there's just...
So these are all photos of your family, right? Mm-hmm. How beautiful. So how do you think today's children can relate to this book? There's a lot of adventure in it, it sounds like.
Yes, I think even though some of the things were different, kids still love recess. You know, it's all about family and that support and the guidance of a loving teacher and all those things kids can relate to.
And how was that process writing a book with your dad? Was it pretty easy?
Well, it was exciting. It was fun because there'd be gaps, you know. I don't know how this worked, and I would ask him questions, and he would
fill in those blanks for you.
Fill in the blanks, like what's your favorite candy? You know, what's gonna be in that Valentine box that you got from that little girl?
So I'm sure you also learned a lot of new things about your dad in the process.
Yes.
So sweet. So, well, you're gonna share an excerpt for us right now from the book, right?
Yes.
Okay, and it'll be on screen for our audience as well. But whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and take a read.
All right, and this is my dad talking. Do you want to settle this about who has the fastest pony? Yes, replied Jim. First one to the schoolhouse wins. The loser cleans the chicken house. The race was on.
Oh, I don't know. I want to be the winner for sure in that one. So that is awesome. You were talking about those pony races. Man, that sounds like a fun time. How can people get your book and reach out to you and maybe learn more about, you know, what you guys did?
Well, it's for sale on Amazon, and I also have a Facebook page where I post about books and things. And we're working on a book now called Dairy Farm Adventures. Okay. And my sister's going to help with this one, and we've got a girls' trip planned up to Pennsylvania, and
super fun.
We're going to do our little
more
riding
adventures
retreat
ahead for you. Thank you so much for being with us here today. And I know, Paul, you also have another wonderful author for today's book club.
Definitely do. Yeah, you know, our next author, he knows what it means to go against the grain and follow your own path and hopes to inspire others with original poetry. Would you please welcome actor and poet Jay Harts. How are you doing, Jay?
Doing good. Thank you for having me.
Okay, well, thanks for coming on the show. All right, tell us about your book.
Yes, it's a poetic escapade that goes against the grain, and it enriches and lightens the audience on the subjects of the subject matters of contemporary urban issues. Ah, okay. Also ambition and a little bit of romance.
Well, I like the escapade part too.
Yes, sir.
That sounds a little adventurous. That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so when did you start writing poetry, and what inspired you?
I started writing when I was 14. You know, all my life I've always kept my feelings inside, so I really needed basically an outlet. So sometimes I would have disagreements with my mother, and instead of being disrespectful, I just go to my room, lock the door, and just start writing.
And start writing, but you know, I'm going to be honest. My first, you know, it seems like a great way to escape, you know. Yes. My first pick wouldn't be poetry. You must have been inspired somehow.
Yes, I was inspired by the author Alex Haley, who is from my home state of Tennessee. Ah, okay. I was also inspired by Omar Tyree. He once told me that art is the lie that tells the truth. So basically, if you were just to tell your feelings to someone, they might not take it, they might reject it.
Right.
But if you package it into an art form, then it becomes very digestible for them.
Ah, I like that.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
That's okay. So you've got an excerpt for us. What is it? What is it about? And read the excerpt. I think you know it by heart.
Oh, yes,
really,
sir.
Right?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right. Well, go ahead and share that with us.
When I asked for permission, the answer was no. So I empowered myself and stopped asking.
Okay.
And that's the excerpt.
All right. So you've got some advice. Do you have any advice? I think
Yes.
you do. Have some advice or inspiration for some folks out there that are watching?
Yes, my first advice would be just to write. Do not hold your feelings deep inside. Find an outlet, whether it's to write or to speak or to read, find an outlet. And then my other advice would be just to put it out there. You never know who needs to hear what, so whether they hear it a year from now, 2 years from now, or 4 years from now, they need to hear it. So they can't hear it if you don't put it out there.
All right. I like it. Yeah. You know, they may need to hear that, like you said. How can they find out more?
Yes, you can find out more. I'm on Facebook at J Harts, and you can find me on Instagram at J Harts Poet.
Okay. Jay, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
I would do some poetry for you, but you'd probably laugh at me.
You might be okay. You never
Who
know.
knows? You may have inspired me to do a little poetry.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, thanks for being on the show, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, coming up, the high school football season is getting down to the wire. We're catching up with Kristen on those updates. So that's coming up next.